What's up guys, my name's Diachronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be doing a review of the Borealis, which is a PS4 exclusive sniper rifle, which is a heavy weapon in Destiny 2. Now this is one of the most sought after exotics in the game because of the couple of different things in its ability to switch damage types as well as its damage. There's a lot of different and awesome things about this weapon and a lot of shortcomings that I'm going to be talking about in this video as a review for the Borealis. If you do end up liking the way I do this review or anything around it, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe some more. I have a whole playlist of different weapon and armor reviews, so check that out in my channel. I have playlists for everything. I love playlists. I always put them in things. I'm sure the Destiny 2 playlist is huge, but like there's other smaller playlists I'm sure that you'd like. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first perk on it, the fundamentals. Holding down the reload button changes the weapon's damage type, cycling between solar, arc, and void. The pattern of it is you spawn in as void almost every single time, then to solar, then to arc, and then back to void. Now the way that you do this, if you've never tried it, is you actually just hold down the button. If you tap the button, it'll keep the damage type, so it's not just every reload. So that means you can actually pick when you actually reload and when you actually switch the damage types. And if you do a sprint cancel while doing the damage change, you can just look for the color of the weapon, which is fully colored out, so you can actually tell what damage type it is. You can actually just kind of sprint cancel and make it a lot faster. Another trait of this weapon is ionic return. Breaking enemy shields transfers one bullet from the reserves to the magazine. So if you guys are shooting at enemies in a nightfall, for example, you'll actually get a bullet right back to the magazine. This also works in PvP. If you're shooting at an enemy, you'll actually get the bullet back to your clip, because almost every time you shoot an enemy, you're going to be breaking their shields, which makes this a really great weapon for getting those montage clips, because you can keep on firing this weapon, because pretty much like every other shot, or if you get a headshot, every shot will return a bullet back from the reserves to the magazine. Obviously, it will run out of ammo, but this makes it a really nice weapon to use in PvP for that trait and other reasons for PvE. Overall stats about this weapon: the impact is pretty high, range is slightly above average, stability above average, handling above average, and reload speed is above average. As you can tell, this is just one of those above average, which is really important for this gun because it's an exotic and we expect it to be above average. So overall, the archetype for this sniper rifle is one of the higher damages, not the highest. Obviously, there's a lot of ones that are the highest, like I believe the Show of Force sniper rifle. And of course, lastly, RPM of 72, mag size of 5 makes it a pretty average sniper that can be used without a lot of problems. So first and foremost, this is actually going to be one of the best weapons to use in one of the nightfalls, the prestige nightfall, regular nightfall. Anytime there is a prism modification, which is the rotating burns, where certain damage types do more damage, this is definitely the weapon you're going to want to use, because whenever it says solarization or something in the bottom left makes it so solar damage does more damage, you literally just hit that reload, hold down the reload button twice, because it cycles in the opposite direction of the thing. I'm not too sure why, but it does cycle in the opposite direction. You hold it down twice, and you go around to arc or to solar, and you're able to get solar and actually destroy every one of the enemies. If you have an enemy like, for example, the Cabal tanks, whenever you arrive in the arms dealer, this was a really great weapon for that first nightfall, because you see the tank, it takes like 4 or 5 shots to destroy, pretty much like 1 or 2 shots for each one of those little wheel things on the specific damage type. Makes things really easy. Because it's at range, it's very, very effective at getting those kills and making sure that you're safe and you don't die. So if you're ever having a problem in the nightfall, you have a prism burn, which is one of the better damage types, or the better modifications for you, the Guardian, as well as the fact that, you know, the enemies have that damage type. It's very effective at making it so, oh, well, you know, those times where you're like, oh, I don't have this damage type, or my damage type is a heavy of that thing, and I only really want to use my special weapon to be able to damage. You gotta wait for void every time it comes around, and you're basically doing nothing. Otherwise, you can use this weapon, as it's very similar to the idea of the Hardlight, which is a primary exotic assault rifle, that you can actually switch the damage type, except for you don't have to go into your inventory every time you want to change the damage type. Fun little comments about this weapon: changing the damage type actually reloads the weapon, so you can use this to reload, although you're not going to be reloading very often, considering how many times you're going to be breaking shields, and a lot of the times you're going to be switching damage types for the nightfall. You won't find yourself needing to reload normally, but you can actually switch the damage type and reload at the same time. One of my favorite parts about this weapon is that your damage type can just be so easily seen. It's very visual on the weapon. The barrel, the letters, part of the scope, the mag light is all purple or orange or even blue whenever you switch to that damage type. This makes it like one of those nice little nightsticks that you take into some Rambas or some Mardi Gras concerts, or maybe just different colored, you know, dildos. I don't know, whatever you use are fancy. So to segue after that last thing I just said, I'd like to say say you can kind of do a role play with this weapon where it kind of feels like you're slapping people in the face with a dildo, and that better not be content ID'd by YouTube, I swear to God. But you can kind of go into PvP matches, and whenever you kill somebody with this one, you can kind of swing it in the air, swish, swish, left, right. On the video you can see here, me killing a person in PvP and swishing left, right, left, right. That's basically to show your dominance by slapping them in the face with the Borealis. We'll call it the quote-unquote Borealis here. So if you go 2 and 15 in a match with a Borealis, and you still get 2 Borealis kills, that means you got to prove your dominance 2 times in a match. Alright. As far as sniper rifles go for PvP, like I said, there are a lot of good things about it being above average damage, but I wouldn't personally recommend it for PvP. I know it has that you shoot at somebody in the body, you get one back in the clip. This would be nice if the sniper rifles in the game didn't have an average clip size. You don't really come into the problem where you're out of ammo in a sniper rifle. Oftentimes you're killed before you can actually use up all the ammo, which makes it so it's not crucial in PvP, but it can definitely be something for those pros who are looking to get an edge on their gameplay and get a lot of those multi-kills. So overall, in PvP, it would be a lot more effective using a shotgun, a fusion rifle, or even a rocket launcher, because it's a lot easier to get kills, and you'll probably get more kills before dying more often than not. So overall, if I would have to rate this weapon out of 10 for PvE, I would definitely say it's more of a 7 out of 10 because it's kind of average in every way you'd use it, except for the very specific prison burn for nightfalls, or maybe perhaps using it on specific enemies with specific damage type shields. Although overall, I would say that those guys with specific damage type shields, it doesn't really matter. You can just use any energy type and it will down it pretty fast. It's really not that important in this game. If it was where like it did half damage to those shields, maybe it'd be more important, but overall, I think if you don't do the right damage type, you're doing like maybe 80 or 90% damage, so this is just doesn't shine that much in PvE. In PvP, I would definitely say it's more of a 6 out of 10. It is a sniper rifle that you can use that's like others, except for it's not one of those high damage sniper rifles that has the potential to one-shot if they have a tiny bit of damage on it. Overall, in PvP, most people want to see those sniper rifles that can one-shot them, or those sniper rifles with really low damage that has a really fast fire rate, kind of like an FAL from, you know, Call of Duty, where you can kind of just semi-auto assault rifle him. Anyways, that's the video for you guys today. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe for more reviews in the future. We do lots of reviews here on the channel, not only just weapons, but a lot of different armor reviews, because a lot of the armors and the exotic armors in this game are really fantastic. You know, things like the Celestial Nighthawk are really powerful, and things like the Ray doing like 400,000 damage a shot are ridiculous. So let me know in the comments down below what kind of things you want to see from me next, and I will try to get that on the docket for you guys in the future. Anyways, I've been your host, Diachronic, and I will see you guys over on the next one. What the hell is a Merciless? Is that how the Merciless is spelled? Oh, dude, your spelling of Merciless. Come on, Caboose. Oh, M-E-R-C-E-U-L-S. It's not a fancy name of something. It's literally the word merciless, like L-E-S-S at the end. Oh man, that's funny. I like that.